we'll just.
Welcome to the Weasel. Welcome to the Weasel. Whip out your dicks and shove them in your ass. Welcome to the Weasel with Mike and Jonah.
I don't remember Brainworms.
You don't remember Brainworms?
No, don't remember Brainworms.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Brainworms is that sounds scary.
I have no idea what you just said. It cut out. Sorry. What did you say?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's doing the laggy thing like it was earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Do we need to restart?
I don't know. Maybe that's the only time it'll do it.
Okay.
I'm not
No,
sure.
no, I gave the a very strong point that I stand by in that brainworms are scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Brainworms are scary. Uh, you know, it's just that's terrifying to think that there are worms that will just start manifesting themselves in your brain based off of like a tiny thing that you might eat, a little bit of raw
Mm-hmm.
meat or undercooked bear, just bear with worms.
Do you know how many
That's
worms
crazy.
are in your body right now? Like
Probably heaps. Yeah,
they're
probably a
like
bunch.
I guarantee that you and I both have like I don't know tapeworms. Is
Yeah,
that a thing?
yeah.
You can
So
take like dewormer, dude. And Maggie, she's been on the podcast before. Talked to. I think she talked to both of us about this, but
mm,
like that you just start like shitting out all these dead worms after you take this like herbal supplement, and you're
yeah,
like, whoa.
yeah.
I kind of I kind of want to do it, but I'm also kind of like, you know, worms got to live too.
Yeah, somewhere else.
I don't,
Yeah.
that's where they live, dude. They live
So,
in me.
do you know how like the Earth every so many thousands of years has cataclysmic events that just wipe out a majority of humanity, so that we can
Hmm.
start over and repopulate?
Yeah, yeah.
Similarly, I'm going to take at some point because I was looking into this with my friend Tyler. I'm going to take a cataclysmic event into my body and wipe out the worms that are in the parasites. That are in
Wait, well, hold on. When were you looking
so,
into this?
so me and my friend Tyler were looking into this a couple of weeks ago, and it's
I
like
love how this slightly concerns us, but like we neither one of us have like acted on this.
well, it's a little bit of a process because you want to make sure you get the right stuff because you don't want to take something that's gonna fucking make you sicker or more susceptible to new parasites, right? So that's part of like why Maggie was talking about the herbal stuff, is because there's a lot of different herbal
Hmm.
concoctions you can take. One of the active ingredients in a lot of them, though, is activated charcoal. It's like a charcoal mixture of a bunch of other stuff.
Hmm.
And the ones we were looking at is like, I think it's like 6 days you take it. You drink it in the morning for 6 days, once a day, and with like some like grape juice, like or was it Oh no, it was like unsweetened cranberry juice. Just sounds foul, looks foul. She's like, yeah, you got to stir it up and fucking, then you got to suck it down really fast because it gets thick and like gelatinous.
Mm.
And but then she's like got videos of her movements as well. So like yeah,
What do you mean of her movements?
well, like she's got these paper towels with all these fucking little black squiggly things all over it, and those are all the parasites.
Where do
Yeah,
they come?
dude.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, where do they come from? Indeed, her movements, bro.
What do you mean her movements?
Like she's shitting these fucking parasites out.
Is she
She's
is she
like,
straining her shit?
I don't know. You never actually see the shit itself. You only see the worms, and I wonder. And she's always like, she's got this pair of, I guess she's got designated shit chopsticks, because that's what she's doing, move them around on the towel. Because she's like, oh, look at the size of this one. It's like, and this one, you can, if you close up on it, you can see the eggs that it was going to lay.
You are going to want to differentiate between your regular chopsticks and your chopsticks.
You're going to want to use different chopsticks for showsies. Yeah. So, crazy shit. So yeah, she's like, I mean, she's found one like eggs through it, like about to lay eggs. Yeah, it's just gross. So, but apparently when you do it, when you actually do get rid of the parasites that are living in your gut and stuff, you just have so much more energy, and your body actually goes through the process of dealing with your waste a lot better too. It's like when you eat fiber to help you become more regular. Well, part of the one thing that helps you get more regular is getting rid of the little bastards that are feeding off of your nutrients inside your body.
Yeah, it's stealing my nutrients. You know, I feel bad, dude. What if they're cute? You know
what? You feel bad for them, dude?
I don't know. I mean,
well, they're like a part of you, you know. They're feeding off you.
Yeah,
you know?
kind of my boys, you know.
So what you're willing to tell you. So what you're saying is, you're willing to cut out people in your life that you feel are slightly parasitic, but you have physical parasites living inside of your intestines.
Yeah,
and you're like, I don't know. It ain't their fault.
You know, I'm just trying to make a living out here. I get it.
Right. Yeah,
you know, me too. You know?
Samesies, boys. Samesies.
Yeah. No, dude. I think I'll get around to it. But like, it does seem weird that that's my attitude about the parasites that I know are in me. It's like, I'll get around to it. When like I'm doing all these other things. So like, I'm working out all the time. I'm trying to eat right. And I'm trying to like, get my nut right, get my energy level higher, and I'm just like, oh, you know what, man, I should probably think about the fucking the parasites.
Well, what if getting rid of the parasites makes
my energy,
all of those other things better, like easier to do?
Maybe it would, but I don't know. I don't think so, dude. I think it's some bullshit.
You think so?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, like
bro science.
There's been a lot of shit like that in my life, you know, that I've been like, oh, like do this and you'll feel better, and like I do it and like I don't feel that good, you know.
Right, yoga, meditation.
Yeah,
big one for me. Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was along the way I missed the point, but you know. That shit fucking blows.
Dude, there's been so much stuff that I'm like,
well, and there's just so much stuff to be expected to do, you know, cut out plastics because you're getting microplastics. Me and Kierley were watching ads last night from like the 1970s food ads, 1960s, 50s food ads.
Is this how you spend your fucking free time?
Well, I mean, dude, yesterday we were just feeling so fucked up. Like, we were just so ill and just tired.
You're like, go on, honey. Throw on the 1970s food ads.
Well, because we were playing video games, and then we had dinner, and then while we were eating dinner, we were like, what do we put on? And it's just nothing was standing out. So, yeah, Kierley came across it. It's just something that came across our fucking dashboard on YouTube. And I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. Fucking bananas.
Yeah, they got you, dude.
That shit gets
okay,
me
tell me,
up, bro. It gets me
tell me about it.
All right, so there was this ad for like fish, right? It's like like flash dried fish, like fresh caught, fresh frozen fish, you know, like freezer fish. And they're talking about.
I think that distracts. I think that's kind of an oxymoron to say fresh frozen.
Believe me, dude, that's exactly the point. That is entirely the point.
All right.
Well, half of the point. Right? So like when the United States really started going hog into doing ready-made meals, like easy cooking for the wives at home, you know, especially post-war, they're like, you know, we gotta make it easy, and they have all this like ration technology. They're like, how do we continue making money after the war is over? So they started like making food, obviously, to in like the same way, using the same technology, and just hitting this crazy market of middle class women that were tired of cooking dinner all the time. I mean, who wouldn't want an easy meal? One of them was really interesting. It was like this fish, for fresh frozen, whatever. And they're like, yeah, we freeze it with all these different like herbs and spices and juices and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, fucking. And then we freeze dry it and vacuum seal it in this plastic bag. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, maybe they were just fucking so on it back then, and it just got worse steadily. Then they're like, yeah, just boil it in the bag, and then it's ready to go. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
You're like, the plastics!
Yeah.
The plastics!
I was like, oh, I know how that tastes, It's just, oh, fucking just foul, plasticky aftertaste. And I was like, that, back then, and that was like the fucking early days plastic, that was like, oh, we have zero data on how this...
That was just like trash bags.
Convenient thing interacts with the human body over long periods of time. Let's boil some shit in it and fucking feed it to people. Yeah, wild.
Yeah, dude. I've gotten a little less afraid of plastics lately. Yeah.
Well, you can't get away from them. It's impossible.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Is like I know they're like super bad for you, and the microplastics in your blood and make your kids dumb and their penis is small.
Yeah,
I get all that, and that did put me on high alert for a bit, and then I just, I'll make a pot of coffee and I'll go, plastic there.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What are you gonna do? I mean,
Nah.
it really is like you cannot. All right, yeah, that's not true. You can completely remove yourself away from plastics if you want to, but that requires you to start growing all your own food.
Yeah, okay,
it requires you to fucking use all glass, including like storage of milk if you're making yourself milk. Like if you've got access to milk,
gaskets and everything, even in like
rubber,
even in like glass containers.
What are you gonna do? You make them all out of fucking. You make your own vacuum seals out of goat intestine, like they did back in the fucking day. It
sounds kind of nice.
It's really difficult.
Actually,
I bet you Gunny Kaiser could give us a breakdown on how to do it exactly.
I bet he could. Yeah.
So one day we'll have to ask him.
We should interview that motherfucker sometime.
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah. I bet it'd be a pretty fascinating interview.
Yeah, I think we should, dude.
I think it goes super off the rails super quickly.
He wants to talk about cocks and balls.
He wants to talk about what?
Cocks and balls and farts.
Cocks, balls, and farts?
Yeah, cocks, balls, and farts.
Well, he's in the right place.
That's exactly correct. Exactly correct, dude. Yeah. No, I think we should ask him. But like, I mean, bar that, how are you going to get away from plastics and chemicals and things like that? I mean, just everything in the air. Like the air quality is fucking pretty shot overall. Yeah. If I'm being honest with you, I mean, it's not that
it's fucking air.
I'm not making an argument for fucking let's go completely green energy, because I think that's a complete rot, dude.
Complete rot, you say?
Do you want to know what I fucking heard the other day? Did you listen to that podcast on Joe Rogan with the two AI dudes? So this is how I know renewable energy is bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
100% a scam, dude. It's a huge scam, and I'm about to explain to you why. So, Amazon had to build a new compound to house a lot of their mainframe for the next generation of their AI technology that they're developing, right? And they built it next to an active nuclear reactor in the United States, because normal coal, wind, solar, they don't produce enough energy output to maintain the kind of systems they have to run to continue doing and expanding this artificial intelligence research, because of the way that the information is stored and processed by the technology itself, right? It needs a lot of fucking power to run these mainframes. It's crazy.
Yeah, power and like, isn't there a problem with like keeping shit cool as well? Because I mean, like, if you if you like fucking Google a bunch of shit, you know, like the bottom of your computer heats up, right?
Yeah.
I think it's very similar with these servers. Not there's like massive systems to like regulate the like the climate inside of these like server rooms and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And so to do all this, they've built it next to a nuclear reactor, right?
Okay.
So they can get the right amount of energy output to do all this. Makes sense, right?
Okay.
What Microsoft has opted to do, and some of these other companies, because there's a limited number of nuclear reactors, they're making small nuclear reactor battery things,
Okay.
right?
Can I get one?
Well, that's exactly right. Is why can we have them?
I'd like one.
I think if you have a look at
Hold on. Did we figure out fission or fusion?
Yeah, we have.
Which one do we? Fusion is the one we need to figure out.
We figured out fusion. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
I think we figured out fission, not
we
fusion.
figured out fission, not fusion. Okay, fission. Well, regardless, right? The only reason that governments aren't pushing like safe nuclear power is because people don't think it's safe. And it's actually this big fucking conspiracy theory about these other renewable entities, right? We'll call them an entity, say for like big solar. I'm not saying like there's one group that controls all the solar panels in the world, but if you look at who manufactures the solar panels and whatever,
big
like
big solar,
solar or big wind.
Yeah,
they perpetuate big wind. Yeah, that's
like
my
sounds like a large fart, dude.
Pretty much, dude. What else are they good for, dude? Most wind turbines have created a lot of waste, but I digress.
Sounds good though. I can sell that, dude. I can't sell nuclear right now.
Well, that
nuclear that kills people, Miken.
Exactly. Why is that? Because these entities, these corporations push information and sway public opinion and perpetuate misinformation about nuclear power plants. They always look at Japan, like, look, Japan fucking tanked. Japan fucking had that huge nuclear meltdown and is still affecting the reef and all this stuff. Yes, true, but they got hit with a fucking tsunami. And part of the reason they were there is because they weren't allowed to build on the mainland where there is natural water systems that they could build next to that would keep it cool. So they were using the ocean to do it.
I think from an efficiency standpoint, dude, nuclear is the way to go.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is something that I did actually get a degree in. So I've never used my environmental science degree until right now. But like nuclear would be the way to go. The only problem with nuclear, from what I recall at least, is that it produces. You have to build it on a body of water to keep it cool, and it produces a lot of heat.
Yeah.
So it heats up the water. So which makes it, it's like certain fish die or like. Yeah. It like changes the climate of this whatever water system that you're in. So
right,
which is apparently kind of unchill, but like I don't give a fuck, dude. Put like warmer fish in there. Put like tropical fish in that fucking pond. They'll be cool.
Well, and I think there's ways to mitigate that to use the temperature of the water more efficiently than just building it on a body of water now, right? Because if they're making smaller ones. That don't require as much water to maintain its level of coolness. Right? Say it's the size of a fucking van instead of the size of a building. It's already going to be producing a lot less heat and still having this energy output. Like the technology's just fucking come a long way since fucking Chernobyl and Japan and all that stuff. And they've been using
those are all like Gen 1 nuclear. Like we're on like Gen 6 right now that are like way fucking better and like way safer.
Yeah, for sure.
Pro nuclear this podcast. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Pro nuclear, dude. Or hydrogen.
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I just
put
a stake in the ground.
Fair enough. Fuck no. No hydrogen. This is not a hydrogen podcast. This is a nuclear only podcast. That's the stake, and don't you go past it, all right? All right, fucking hey, dude. I'm on my side. I'm well aware of what side of the stick I've got to stand on. Okay?
Yeah. Just want to put it that there.
Interesting. Do you mind if I go pee real fast? Is
No.
that okay?
Go for it, buddy.
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna pee too.
Oh, Jesus. Yummy. Hello, my dude.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
I want you to tell me about two things.
Okay.
Because I don't watch the news or have it on my or have any social media on my phone. I miss a lot of shit. Tell me about Donald Trump
Okay.
and tell me about Boeing.
Right.
And are they related?
I don't know. I didn't see anything about them being related, but they might be. It might be worth looking up.
Okay, yeah. Let's
I
try
also
to connect
don't-
these dots.
I also do. Yes, we're the men for it too. We're not fucking stupid at all.
No.
So I also don't watch the news, nor do I have any social medias on my phone. But before I deleted my social medias off my phone, I would spend quite a bit of time scrolling it. Now, from what I can understand, is they convicted Donald Trump. Man, I've seen so many different numbers. Somebody said like 63 felony charges. He got convicted on all of them.
Seems like a high number.
It seems like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, and like I'm guessing these are just counts of like the same thing, or like
Well, I think it could be
64 different felonies.
I think it would make more sense that it's 63 counts of one type of thing, right? Because I mean, they've been trying to get him on stuff for years, and I think what they did get him on was him paying hush money to what's her nuts about
Stormy.
Stormy, yeah, Stormy. That's what they got him on.
That is what they got him. I thought he beat the fuck out of that shit a while back.
That's what they got him, and I think they got him for.
And hold on, what's illegal about hush money?
I think it's illegal to do that. I think it's illegal
Why?
to. I don't know. I fucking don't ask me, bro. Ask the people that are fucking trying to
dude.
like fucking.
If something happens between us,
Yeah.
and I go, hey man, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk about that. Here's $10,000.
Yeah.
And you go, okay.
And you sign it. You sign the NDA as well.
I'm like, hey, you promise? Sign here, please.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah. Or you go, yeah, I'll take that $10K and I'll sign there and I won't talk about it.
Right.
What does the government have to do with any of that? That's not a crime.
Hey man, listen. I don't know. I think they did get him on having the all the files at his house,
Like the president
classified
stuff?
information, and boxes of classified stuff, documents and shit at his house.
Yeah, dude. But dude, you know, like the classified shit is like dumb. Like a fucking like the level of like what constitutes as classified document is like so silly.
It is. Well, and not only that, it's kind of ironic, right? Because Biden not that long ago had a similar incident where they found out that he had boxes of these fucking classified materials at his house.
And also,
right?
What are we doing with documents?
Well, that's the question: is why do they have these fucking documents at their house?
No, I'm just like, don't you have email? Don't you have like presidential email?
Well, listen, man, email's not that fucking secure, dude. Hillary Clinton sent
Neither
a bunch
is
of emails
paper,
on
bro.
accident to a bunch of people. I know dude. Here is the overall problem that I think I have with it, is that you see the size of our government, how massive it is, and how much fucking bureaucracy it is. Departments of departments of departments of departments of departments, all the way down, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fucking not doing the same type of document like fucking shit, right? Because you've got fucking email, you've got private servers, you've got like just, okay, Marines, for example, right? To order tools and parts and stuff. You've got fucking MCCCS. That fucking monstrosity of a program where you have to do all your ordering and your record keeping and stuff for all your
equipment. And it's all classified, by the way.
That's all classified. Yeah,
don't get caught with that in your house.
About this. Okay? I could go to jail for even talking about this. That's not true, but it is classified. And if I was to tell you how it works exactly, then I could probably be prosecuted. I'm not going to, because I don't remember.
What do you mean? It also doesn't work that crazy. It's just like a system you use to order stuff.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
You just keep inventory and order shit, but it's like military.
Shut the fuck up, dude. That shit's fucking nuts.
You can buy a lot of different shit on there too.
Yeah, you can. You can buy a lot of different shit.
Can't you like look up like tanks and it's just like, yeah. Fucking
it'll tell you how much a tank was.
Put that in the cart, dude.
Yeah, right. And it's funny that too, because like that system, it doesn't work well enough that you probably could accidentally order a tank, but you'll never get the parts that you need for it. So it'll just remain broken down on your lot for years. So good luck.
Yeah.
But like that is a great example of how inefficient and stupid and obnoxiously convoluted the government works. That's the ways that the government works, right? It's just such a fucking mess that there's no way to keep track of anything that's going on. That's why the Pentagon loses X amount of billions of dollars every year when they get audited by the IRS. We don't know what happened to $579 billion.
So, I don't know, dude. A lot of transactions coming in and out. You know, I get it.
Heaps, yeah, heaps.
I get it, dude. I just recently started budgeting myself. You know.
Yes, well,
kind of difficult.
The difference is that you are in charge of, or you are budgeting for, two incomes, right? That you're responsible for, and if you don't budget very well, you yourself will struggle eventually or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now the government's role is to budget for millions of incomes, right? Millions of points of tax across fucking millions of fucking situations, interactions, and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do a bad job, well, they don't actually suffer themselves, like, because they're still getting their mad paychecks. They're still going and doing fucking speeches at bank.
I wonder what the
shit,
what the national debt is right now.
We looked that up like a year and a half ago.
U.S.
It was
national debt.
Yeah.
I know there's like a
counter. Yeah, it's gross how quickly it goes up.
Yeah, it's something. Oh, yep. I found it.
What's it at?
It's getting higher.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah, right. Oh, I don't. Can't.
Oh, we're also making more money all the time. That's an interesting number.
Oh, is
but I think we're at 30. Wait, hold on. So this is 100,000 million billion. 34.7 trillion. That's it.
So 34 trillion, 700 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Copy that.
And counting.
How's that? How quickly is what's going up like noticeably fast? What's the lowest number? Like lowest denominator?
Oh, I already X out of it.
I'm curious because I know obviously the fucking little ones are going super fucking fast, but like, what's the next one going up? Like, what's the one closest to like once per second?
The U.S. population, I think. That's it. That one seems to be. It goes up every once in a while.
Okay. Well, what about the debt though? Like the debt, is it like 100 million a second, 10 million a second?
Oh, seems to be um just in the time you've asked that question, it's went up uh 500,000.
Wow. Okay.
And it's almost now. It was $1 million from the time you asked that question.
Okay. Jeez, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, not that bad.
No.
No,
Half a
dude.
million and fucking.
You know
That
who?
is unsustainable. Is
You
what
know who
that
you would
is.
like? Mr. Andrew Jackson.
Mr. Andrew Jackson. Oh,
Are you
yes.
familiar with
Oh,
his work?
I'm familiar of his some of his shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been listening to this podcast. It's called History That Doesn't Suck.
Hmm.
But it starts off with the Revolutionary War and like pretty much everything leading up to that, and I've gotten through like 20 episodes in like a week. It's actually been kind of nuts.
Okay.
What do you want to know? Ask me anything about the Revolutionary War.
Okay. What was the tax rate leading up to the Revolutionary War that got everybody so upset?
I don't know what the tax rate was, but the problem was a few different types of taxes that Britain started lobbying on the colonies.
Yeah.
Mind you, without representation in the British Parliament.
Okay. Yeah.
The
So
surprising part
taxation
about that
without
is
representation.
that's right. The surprising part about that is one of the points the dude brought up was like not even all of at the time, not even all of the places in Britain were represented in their parliament. So they're like, they kind of just sucked at running like a representatory government to begin with. So yeah, it was stamps. Stamps was a biggie. They didn't like that. They didn't want to have soldiers in their house. That was another one. There was one on molasses. I think the sugar. It was like a sugar tax. Didn't like that one, dude. Tea, the tea, of course. That led to that was the one that like kind of broke the camel's back.
Big deal. Yeah. Big deal.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah, dude. And then dude, Boston was apparently like that was like the troublemaker. Like the rest of the colonies were kind of chill about all this stuff, but Boston really
Yeah. Right.
fucking d bags, dude, to the crown.
Yeah. Like I don't like this. We're gonna fuck with you. Yeah. It was like they started because they started like doing smuggling, didn't they? There was
There was certainly some
fucking
smuggling.
couple of traders, right, that started smuggling because they were making a fuckload of money off of not paying the taxes.
Yeah, there was a lot of John Hancock.
Yeah.
You might be familiar with him. He smuggled some things, but it was also like the guy collecting the tax at the dock. Like they would just like work out, like they would like bribe him to be like, hey, how about we do this rate instead, and he'd be like, okay.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
But then they started getting in mobs and like beating up the tax collectors essentially, and that was like it became hard to enforce, and that's when like the Boston Massacre happened.
Yeah, started bringing in soldiers and fucking people started getting riled up. And,
Yeah, dude. People get real riled up. People on both sides got a little riled up.
do you see similarities between then and the state of the United States now?
I mean, I think you get a little riled up, but I think like one of my biggest takeaways from it so far has been like things change and like technology changes, but like people are pretty much this. Like there was still fucking good dudes. There was fucking people trying to cheat people, bad people, up and down the whole thing, and people got problems.
Mm.
Um, more or less doing people shit.
Yeah.
So some things never change, dude.
No.
You got humans doing human shit.
Yeah. We're really good at it too.
Yeah.
Real good at doing human shit. It's all we know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but Andrew Jackson, he doubled the size of America. He was the one that oversaw the Louisiana Purchase, which he didn't really have the right to do technically. So he was kind of like, it doesn't say that I can't do it. And yeah, he just bought it, and but then somehow still decreased the national debt by like a few million.
Oh, really? How do you manage
Yeah.
that?
He made government smaller.
What?
Yeah.
Dude? For real?
That's
Oh,
right.
Shit.
Yeah, the big one was the military. He decreased the size of the military. Which people nowadays, dude, like, do you know how much fucking money we spend on the military?
Yeah, a lot. I know. I was involved with ordering parts.
Right.
Fucking a lot of money gets spent on some
Dude,
nonsense.
it's so much money.
I actually watched a video recently. Actually, kind of ties in with Boeing too, because it was our Congress was being talked to by. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't. It was the House of Reps. We're talking to one of the guys in there. I forget who. One of the representatives, and he had this bag of bushings. For
What's a bushing?
Bushing, it's like it's just like a fixing for like when you put panels on
Like
planes.
a rivet?
Kind of like the backside of a rivet, I think.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the other half of it. I think I'm not 100% sure. Bushings, or maybe they're like washers. Like you put a washer on a fucking screw or whatever. I'm not sure exactly, but it was just a bag of them, probably like fucking, fucking foot by and like a foot
Sure.
long bag, but whatever. Your
Bag of
like
bushings.
1,000 bushings or whatever, 800 bushings. Okay. That bag of bushings, when ordered by the government through one of the subsidiaries that it has a contract with to get those parts for the planes that they've also got contracts through, right? That bag of bushings cost $14,000, roughly.
For just like a bag of washers,
Bag
essentially.
of washers, 14 grand, right? The
You're like,
same
hey, man.
bag of washers that fucking
Like go to Home Depot.
Yeah, you can go get them. You can even the ones that you can get for fucking like that are designed for planes, but are for like used by like the plane companies themselves, like the private corporations, right? Private industry. $4,000. So roundabouts $4,000 for this bag of like specialized bushings or whatever, right? So there's $10,000 on top of these fucking bags of bushings. He's like, what's happening? Why are we fucking spending an extra 10 grand on this bag of? And it's like that for everything. It was like that for the stupid Air Force cup where they made coffee at high altitudes. Because if they're in planes, it's very important that they get their cup of Joe mid-flight. So
Sounds kind of cool though.
it does sound kind of cool.
Think
and
about
it would
it.
have been cool if they worked, but they didn't.
The cups didn't work.
No, they broke all the time. They were fucking very non-functional. So the huge contract for those, stuff like that, right? And so the reason it ties in with Boeing is at the same time that this. I'm not saying they're interrelated, right? But it's kind of weird timing that you have the government actively looking at how much money is being spent on these fucking parts for these airplanes that don't fly very good and keep having problems because they weren't fucking that great to begin with when they bought the contract. F somethings, I forget. Same time you have that happening, you've got Boeing planes having all these malfunction issues and stuff, right? And then I think there's 2 whistleblowers now that have suicided themselves after coming out with all this information about how Boeing's not doing maintenance on their planes, they're not fucking filling out orders and stuff like that.
Two's not that many for like a company that size, you know? Two guys are like, hey, these planes, you know, could be better.
No, it's because of the kind of evidence that they brought forward. It wasn't just yeah, these planes suck. It was this is documented negligence on part of the companies themselves.
And they've since been suicided.
Well, yes, they've suicided themselves. Yes, since two of
I
them.
mean, are we
Except-
sure it was, you know, maybe it was a spurned lover by chance?
I mean,
Maybe they were fucking the same chick.
could have been. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it that deep. Let's look
They
into it,
did.
dude. Pull
They
it
did
up,
work
bro.
at the same company, you know. I just assume.
Pull that shit up, son.
Oh, you want me to? Okay, I'll look
Yeah,
into it.
pull it up, dude. Let's take a look.
All right.
Let's take a look. I mean, it's entirely possible that they just were fucking the same chick and something happened. And it's odd that if that was the case, why didn't they just call it that instead of
Boeing
saying that they committed suicide?
whistleblower was the Boeing whistleblower murdered? Was the Boeing whistleblower good people? It's a good question.
It is a good question. Are any of us good people? Let's get a little bit transcendental
Just a lot about
here.
them murdering them.
This is kind of the problem with news that I have overall is that it doesn't tell you if they're good people or not.
Yeah, man, I really needed to know. How can I trust these men? You know?
I guess you can't. They were so mentally unstable that they killed themselves. So
What did they say about Boeing? Just some defects, but like not that, you know.
I think people died from those defects. I think a couple of planes have had serious malfunctions mid-flight.
Let's see, dude. Let's just go to Reddit, huh? The true source.
Yeah, right. Do you know what's crazy is it's not confined to just Boeing either. One of the plane companies here had an issue where they're flying from Cairns down to the Gold Coast, and one of the seals inside the cabin itself was faulty, and they started venting in toxic fumes. And it made, I think it caused like 3 or 4 of the plane staff, like the stewardesses, to pass out.
You know what, dude? I think that if you decide you have a choice
Okay.
to get on a fucking plane, a metal tube, and shoot through the sky, you know that's inherently coming with some risk.
Right.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, Boeing's done a pretty good job. You know?
Yeah.
Most of every single fucking plane that takes off and lands, or like takes off, does indeed land.
Right. If we're going off the data, then yeah, percentage of planes that have had problems. But what is the percentage of planes that have had problems?
It has to be super low. Okay, you look that one up. But dude, I'm saying that like take some responsibility in that like, hey, I know that if I get in a metal tube in the sky, there is a chance of, you know, not everything functioning right. Shit, that is a machine that can fail, and shit goes wrong. What are you finding, dude? Most planes are good. I think I'm going to summarize it for you. Most planes are good.
It looks like most of the issues are with a specific type of plane, the Boeing 737 MAX 9.
Well, hey man, you know,
This
innovation.
one had a door come off. This one, fucking pedals were stuck to the floor. Which could be, I don't know,
I mean, dude,
rudder pedals.
I'm just saying, like shit fucking can go wrong with the machine.
I think you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. And actually, that's interesting. That I wonder how long they've been using the Boeing 737.
I've heard it since forever, dude. I'm sure I've been on a bunch of them.
737.
And you know what? I've always landed. Haven't not landed.
They've been using these planes since 1966.
Pretty good plane, dude.
What's the
Like
MAX 9?
super good, actually, is what I'm saying. Like 99.999% of the time. Like you should feel pretty comfortable getting on a plane.
I think,
but you know it comes with a risk, dude. You know every time you step on a plane, you're like, hey,
yeah,
this machine that was built by other people, I don't know what's going on. Were they good people? Right. You know, was some guy having a rough day when he screwed in the door? Mm-hmm. You know, you're taking a risk. Is all I'm saying.
Let's apply it to something else, something a little bit more mundane.
Okay.
Let's apply it to the rail system, like the subway.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if a train were to fail and X amount of people were hurt, who do you think should be held responsible for that?
I think it was your decision to get on a train. Is that
because yeah, but that's a transport system to get from area to area in the city because you can't drive because there's too many people with cars, right? This is a public transport system.
Right.
Right. So
but you don't have to have a job that is across the city, dude. Why don't you work at the grocery store on the block, dude?
You probably can't afford to. Don't
live there then.
In the city, and you can't afford to live in the city because the job doesn't pay enough. So you
be homeless then. Like I'm saying, this is all choice. You're making a choice to trust the system.
Okay.
That gets it right most of the time.
Right. But when it doesn't, and if it's because of negligence,
let's not be pissy, dude. Is all I'm saying.
I'm not being pissy. I'm just saying, dude, like, if I wreck my car and kill somebody, that's negligence on my part, and I'm responsible for that person's death. If my car rolls off the side of the road because one of the tires exploded, and I've been driving it around on the wire for X amount of times, and I kill somebody, that's my fault because of negligence. They died. Now, if I'm held responsible, but they had the risk to go on the road. They had the risk to drive that day. It doesn't matter. I'm held responsible for their death because it was my negligence that killed them. So why is it that big companies don't have the same thing or shouldn't have the same thing?
I'm saying that no one should be at fault here, you know? You didn't mean to.
I think somebody.
You didn't mean to kill that person, dude. Shit happens. Things go wrong.
Doesn't matter if you meant to kill him. If you fucking opted to not get a better plane, even though people have been coming to you and saying these planes have defects and are becoming outdated, that's too expensive.
It's a pretty good plane.
Yeah, from 1966, bro.
Dude, people.
1966, bro.
Dude, you've made this decision before too. You know, regardless of all the advertising and how many, you know, how safe you're at the airport, everybody's chill, surprisingly chill. Dude, you know when you step on that fucking plane, you're like, this machine is all that's between me and death.
Right. Yeah.
Right now, and
yeah.
I mean, I don't know about anything to do with this plane, actually.
Okay.
And, like, you know you're taking a risk, dude.
Right. You're right. I am fully aware that I'm taking a risk to get on that plane. However, I'm also paying an exorbitant amount of money for tickets under the guise and the stated commitments from the companies themselves that they are providing a service in the most safe and effective way possible, which is not what's being done because of financial negligence.
I think they're doing it right most of the time, dude. And it's actually pretty cheap.
Fuck off, it's cheap. It's not cheap.
To go to the other side of the fucking planet?
It is not cheap. If we're talking like fucking the concept of traveling to the other side of the planet, like that's crazy that we can do that for time.
For any amount of money is fucking insane.
But we're not fucking basing it off that. We're basing it off the fact that 10 years ago you could travel around the world or do this for X amount of money.
Dude, you're paying for teleportation is what you're paying for.
Unsafe teleportation with more cramped spaces.
That's your decision, dude. Just stay where you are. Stay where you are is all I'm saying, dude.
All right, perfect. This is perfect because then what we have a situation of is people saying, we don't want to fly with these ones. We'll go with the ones that actually provide us with a safe service, right? And so when that company starts to fail, then what happens?
What company starts to fail?
Let's say
the one that you think is safe?
Let's say Boeing starts to fail because people stop using them as a service because their planes aren't safe. What happens to Boeing?
I would assume they would lose money and go bankrupt.
Right. And
unless
yes, they get bailed out by the government because they're too big of a company to fail, and we can't have them closing down because that's where a lot of our fucking military contracts.
We need more, gaskets, and they're the ones making our gaskets right now.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think they've done pretty good.
I think a lot of people at Boeing have done a really good job.
Deserve a helping hand every now and then when things get rough.
I disagree.
You don't think they deserve a helping hand, Hey,
no, dude. I think they should. Stop
giving
their fucking CEOs bonuses when they get bailout. I think that should be illegal to give a CEO a bonus if you've gotten a bailout. I think that should be illegal.
I've made mistakes.
Yeah.
But I think if I fell on hard times, you would still be like, "Hey, man, I want you to keep going. Here's some cash."
Yeah.
Because ultimately that I'm a good dude, and that I've helped you. I've helped you travel before.
Mm-hmm.
We have a working relationship.
Okay.
You'd help me out, right?
Well, let me build a scenario for you, real quick. All right, let me build a scenario for you.
Okay. Yeah, let's hear it.
So let's say you work, I don't know, fucking 30 minutes down the road.
All right.
And you've got a buddy of yours, real close friend. Say it's me. Maybe I'm your buddy. And I'm like, hey, dude, I'll drive you.
You're my buddy. Got it.
I'll be your buddy. And I drive you to work every day. And you're like, hey, man, fucking pretty good. We fucking, we've never crashed. It's been great.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good. And then one day you notice that I'm fucking on drugs. And you're like, hey, man, probably shouldn't do that. But listen, I understand if that's what you choose to do. Just don't do it unsafely. Like, yeah, sure, dude. I'm your buddy. I wouldn't be unsafe with you in the car. Still, don't crash. Every day is fucking glorious.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I come to you. And I'm, oh, bro, dude, my fucking car is like got some mad problems. Don't know if I'm going to be able to fucking, don't think I'm going to be able to drive you to work. And you're like, that's all good, dude. Hey, you've been giving me lifts for X amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some money for your car to get it fixed. Oh, thanks, bro. Oh, fucking cheers, man. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
And then I go, and what do you think I spend that money on? I spend it on drugs.
Yeah, you spend it on drugs.
I spend it on myself. I don't get the car fixed. Well, then we're driving down the road. You don't know that the car's not fixed. You just assume it is, bro. I just got my mate, who also happens to sell me the drugs. He's a mechanic as well, and he just kind of jimmy rigged that shit for a little bit of drugs, and got it fucking going again.
Sure.
You don't know, dude. You fucking have no idea.
Wait,
you
hold
assume,
on. You took your car to your drug dealer,
yeah.
and then he sold you drugs,
Yeah, and then I
and then
gave him
he's like,
some of
if you
my
give me
drugs
some of
back.
those drugs back, I'll kind of fix your car.
Correct. Yes.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
went,
yeah.
"Yeah, that's a deal."
It's hard. It's hard to really fully grasp the mind of a fucking meth head.
No, I think I got it.
But listen, it's as complicated as it is. It's just backwards going frontwards. That's what it is, you
Yeah,
know. And
no, it
so
makes sense to me.
you have no idea that my car's been jimmy rigged to high hell because you just assumed that me being your good friend, buddy, I would never do that. So now I'm on drugs and we're driving along, and the car, well, fuck that car, fuck now. It's fucked now, boy. Fucking gasket explodes through the dashboard and fucking out the top of the fucking thing, and the fucking drugs start flying, filling the fucking car. You're like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm like, fucking, you know, I don't know if I can even really know who you are, dude. And I fucking fly off the fucking road. You're fine, by the way. You don't
Oh,
get
okay.
hurt. You're a little bit high from the drugs filling the cab, but that's fine. Whatever.
Oh,
But
it was a powder that's dispersed in the air.
sure, yeah. Maybe it's a gas, dude. I don't know. Maybe
All
get
right,
fucking
all right. You've been
gas.
doing NOS. All right, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Fucking, we've just been fucking sucking straight fucking exhaust, just fucking brown
Okay.
paper bag like a shit, you know? Okay. And then so, but now you're like, oh, fuck. Now I don't have a ride to get to and from work, dude. And I'm like, oh, bro, dude, it's fine, dude. Just give me a little bit more money and I'll get the car fixed, dude. It'll be totally fine, dude. Easy
Yeah.
peasy, right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna give you some money, dude. You're my
Fuck
buddy.
off,
I trust you.
are, dude. You are not, dude.
You're my
You
buddy,
are
man.
not. You would
dude,
not give me.
if you
fuck
were a drug
you,
addict,
no
I would,
fucking
dude.
way.
I would still give you money because I love you.
No, you wouldn't. You would not give me money because you love me. You would fucking get me help because
And
you
also,
love me.
dude, I need to get to work, man. So like, however it needs to get done.
Yeah, you would fucking find another way to get to work. You'd get a bicycle. You'd buy your own car. You'd fucking. But that's
Sure.
the free market aspect. Is you have other options to do that, right? You don't need my plane or my car or my drugs. Right?
No.
You don't need that. So you're not going to continue giving me money. If anything is my buddy, I would expect you to intervene.
No.
What do you mean no? You wouldn't intervene? You wouldn't do an intervention for
If
me?
you were on drugs,
wouldn't-
you
wouldn't
want me to
set-
give you an intervention, dude?
Yeah, dude. I want you to fucking come smack
Yeah,
me back.
you're right, dude. I would, if I was on drugs, I would want, like my friends and family to care enough, dude. That's the saddest part, dude. If someone that's like fucked up on drugs,
Yeah.
and no one even cares about him enough to give him an intervention,
No.
that's rough.
A lot of cases.
Damn, dude, this took a sad turn.
Those ones that like just have no family, or maybe their family's also on drugs. No chance, right? Like it's very difficult for them. There's also a lot of drug heads that fucking burn their bridges with the people that do care about them, and they're always the ones that complain about not having anybody. People that are truly depressed and just don't have anyone don't complain about not having anyone because it hurts too much for them to think about it, right? People that push their family away or their friends away, people that push the people away that care about them, they're the ones that are like, oh, you know, nobody ever fucking cared about me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I kind of think that maybe somebody has, and you just did something stupid or rude or whatever. I've met a lot of people that are have stolen from their family and friends repeatedly, gone and asked for money repeatedly, gotten money repeatedly, and then fucking smash shit up anyway or whatever. And they just leech off of the compassion that people have to the point where you just, I mean, can you imagine having a love, like say, like you love me, right? Good friends. Can you imagine me ever doing anything that was so heinous or so erroneous over and over to the point where you just didn't care about me at all?
It'd be sad, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. It's like, it's stuff I would never do, obviously, but you know,
No,
it's possible. And
I think
it's just,
I think there's a world where like obviously I would try to help you as much as possible and give you all my time and resources that I have to spare to do so. But at some point, dude, if you're just you just can't figure it out and you're just a piece of shit and I'd be like, I love you, pal, but can't do it no more.
It's time for you to stay away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's never gonna happen.
No, dude. No, dude.
No, I love you so fucking much, dude.
We're gonna get old, and we're gonna sit on the porch in rocking chairs, and we're gonna throw rocks at kids that are on our lawn. Fuck yeah. Maybe
We're gonna throw rocks at kids.
Fucking why not, dude? Sounds great, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound fun throwing rocks at kids?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, do you think we'd be arrested, or you think they'd just be like, just those crazy old guys
Yeah. I think
hate
so.
children?
Not even hate children, just hate children on my lawn. All right.
Are we gonna put signs in the yard stating
yeah.
our intent? Hey, step on this yard, you get a rock thrown
Yeah.
at you.
No kids on lawn.
And we're just sitting there
Rocks
like
inbound. Yeah, just
but then it becomes kind of a game for the kids, you know?
Like, oh, fucking, there they are. Let's see if we can cut across the corner before they see us.
Yeah, dude. They're like, I'm so fast. And then we just
enough, dude.
pelt them as hard as we can with rocks until they, get brain damage or, there's a problem.
Well, they won't be on my lawn anymore, will they?
What if it does just like, what if it just falls down? Knew the risk.
They knew the risk.
Saw the sign, didn't you?
Was there not a sign there? Did you not know the risk of crossing across my lawn?
Yeah. You know what? And like, we just leave the dead kid on the lawn as a warning.
Yeah.
You know what? We can probably pick up the sign at that point. Just leave the dead kid there.
I reckon put the dead sign in the back of the dead kid. All right. Put another sign. There's another new. Every kid that we get is a new sign in the ground with a skeleton around it. Like,
Yeah. That'd be okay. That's beautiful.
yeah. Eventually, we'll have like a wall of decomposing bodies, like in 300, and like 300, and it'll just be a bunch of kids that try to cross our lawn, dude. But then people will start to wonder what treasure they have
On the other side of the wall.
What's behind there, dude? Oh.
Well, and then they there's a legend that forms, and then kids try to go beyond the wall. What do, man? They just add to the wall.
Yeah, just more.
Because I'm ready, dude. I got a fucking mean fastball with a river rock.
Fuck yeah. And they're nice and smooth from us just sitting there rubbing them and fucking waiting.
Yeah, aerodynamic for sure.
Yeah, quick, boy, quick, dude. Fucking, I'm skipping this head off your rock, dude, or this rock off your head, son. Yeah, fuck yeah. That's pretty gruesome and really horrible.
No, I think
they
that's a testament to our friendship. Knew the risk.
Yeah, they knew the risk, dude.
Yeah. Hey, if you get on a plane, you know the risk.
Yeah, don't get on planes. If you are a part of a society like ours, where the government is as big as it is, listen, you knew the risk. You just got to deal with it.
Deal with it. You can just end it.